Hello everybody, this is Mike with Do It Yourself. It's Fixing It with the Long Bros. We got a shipment in today, and I believe what this is a fuel pump for the old girl here.
Where's it from?
Quality Diesel, Portland, Oregon.
Let's open this up.
We think it's a
Fuel pump.
Brand new.
$175 pump. And in here is a smaller box. It keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller.
Oh, I gotta paint it.
You gotta paint it.
Is it bigger now?
What the hell was it?
Yes.
We'll put it right down there.
I'd say that was brand new.
I'd say that one is a new one.
Grab that one. Not that one. The one that's over here.
Where is it? Might be on the engine.
No. I thought that one looked bigger.
This one?
Which one? Anyway, there it is. Same pump.
It's too pretty to paint.
Same pump. Cool. Alright, got it. Done it.
Over, under, done.
We'll just sit right there. Well,
Morning, Joe.
morning, sunshine.
Sunshine has nothing to do with it. Well, what you got done?
Well, I got the fuel pump on it, and that makes it run better. Then that batch of injectors in there, throw them away. They're no good.
Throw the injectors away.
Yeah, they're no good for nothing.
Well, that's nice to know. I wonder if that's some that Leon had hanging around.
Well, they were rebuilt somewhere, but who knows when or who knows who did it. It's kind of a whoops. I took the wrong bolt loose.
So the fuel pump continued to run on it.
Yeah, this pump's much better setup than the other one. The problem is it won't start on its own. You got to give it ether to make it run. So, and it could have, as stupid as it sounds, it could have some bent rods in it, but who knows what's in it, since we don't have a good story. That's like betting on a lottery. You never know what the hell's going to happen.
No, you don't. I'm doing.
Well, it won't start by itself. So I'm taking the head off, taking the pistons and liners out of it. No,
You're just gonna lift it off?
well, I was planning on reaching around with a crane and grabbing it.
Okay, well, whatever. You need to move the car, huh?
Yeah. But,
Steve will be out here in a minute.
yeah, we'll worry about that later. So, anyway.
So we got a new fuel pump. And that works good, huh?
There's probably, these two cylinders didn't do anything this morning. Those two are actually working. And these two are iffy. So I set the rack really up tight on these two so they'd actually do something.
Uh-huh.
And it made it a little bit better. But it ain't
I heard it. You want to start it again? Or can you?
Sure. Let's start again.
I'll wait till Steve gets out here.
It's like, the part that pisses me off is it smokes so hard. Jesus.
Yeah, fills the whole garage up, doesn't it?
Well, yeah. If you was in with a bunch of other people and you torch this off like this, you would piss off the whole crew. they would just run you off.
So everybody's engines work good except this one.
Well, it's when you make a motor for something, you kind of got to be specific. You can do this and go, yeah, that'll work.
Yeah.
And then somebody calls up and goes, it's 40 degrees and it won't start.
Why won't my engine start, Joe?
Yeah, I went through all that when I worked at the dealer. We put one in a guy's rig and it didn't run as good as the one they took out. he was a little pissed off and it wouldn't start either. He's like, you guys need to do something with this. And we tore it all apart and rerung it and all kinds of crap, and it was advanced time in the gear train. All you had to do is pull it out, back a tooth, it's happy again. And they start as soon as it turns, it runs. This thing here's got a whole bunch of stuff that's haywire, so
Well, that's what you're here for.
So what the plan is, we'll let Steve take a look at it. I see where the drain plug works out perfect. It's right over the frame. It's right up on the edge of the frame right there. We'll have to use a piece of cardboard and funnel it in the hole.
What are you talking about?
Oh, the drain plan. We got to take the fan off of it.
Oh,
And the drain plug runs right on there. So we'll have to make a little cardboard funnel.
oh, I see what you're saying.
And
Yeah.
that shouldn't do that. It should burn the fuel and it ain't even see that I'm gonna
There's a lot to it, huh?
there's
There's so much that you.
why we're back to walking in the minefield, you know.
Yeah.
Well, you missed this one, but you got that one. So you don't know exactly.
All right, buddy.
So he's making friends with you because he pissed me off.
So what you gonna do, Joe?
I'm gonna fire this up and we'll see if if somebody reached down and made it better overnight.
Somebody reached down from heaven and grabbed a hold.
That is a lot of smoke.
Oh my God.
That's diesel from completely dead.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
6 and 2 are dead. He's even think there might be some.
That's freshly rebuilt. Shit, we're good.
He thinks there might even be some bent rods.
You could have any of that stuff happen. You don't know.
He's just going to take all the injectors and throw them in the trash, every single one of them.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to give them to somebody to fix them, but I don't think they're worth fixing. Anyway, I'm going to tear all this off.
Okay, let's get with it.
So I got one bucket for oil. Actually, two, I think.
Okay, I'm going to pause this.
Work while we're chattering.
Okay, we've got Joe has arrived again. And Joe,
Yes, sir.
Mike and I really appreciate the effort you're putting in. And I just want to say that on side of me and Mike, you've been an honorable person to us. And I want, if anybody, people see this and they're wondering if they could trust a mechanic or a person in this country, in this world, we don't run across that very often. Mike and I have been around quite a bit, and a lot of people don't know our stories, some do, but this is a first for us. And all the travels we've had, and all the people I've hired, and all the people I've had working for me, and all that stuff. And Joe, you do what you say, and you even go beyond what you say. And that is rare in this world. And I just want to tell you it's been a privilege, and it is a privilege to know you. All right?
Thanks.
And I mean that from my heart. And I know Mike feels the same way. So thank you.
Well,
you don't need to say anything.
Thank you.
And I'm just, that's from my heart, really, seriously. You don't see that much. Usually people have other motives. If they're patting you on the back, they're
picking your pocket.
They're picking your pocket or deceiving you in some way, trying to get into the bank.
Yeah.
So I truly mean that. Okay, what are you doing there, Joe? What's your plan?
I'm gonna take this apart. We're gonna change the liner so it'll start.
You can change the liner? Well, you don't have any, right?
No, but I can show you what we need. And I gotta measure the holes in the block to see what size you're gonna need to put in it, so we don't have create our own train wreck there. But it's
you just started it again when you first got here. Well, you
I got it running because I was checking that fuel pump stuff out and make sure all that stuff works like it's supposed to, but it's
you changed the fuel pump. We bought a new fuel pump, and that's new, right?
yeah,
That's brand new. I can see
brand new.
the inside. We took
Oh, and it's made in Italy too.
Italy.
Yeah.
So I had a guy from Italy tell me that I was a donkey when we were kids.
Oh,
He
yeah?
said, "You were donkeys and we're thoroughbreds." And I was probably 15. I said, "Then what the hell are you doing here? Get out of our country."
Yeah,
Was that a good response?
Yeah, you took the wrong exit when you got out there. But 2 and 6 are completely dead. There's nothing in them. There's these. I got.
Where's my coffee?
Oh, sorry, Steve.
Remember, when you're shooting it this way, it's dark. He's going to be dark. Going to be dark.
Here.
No,
You're good at passing. I think you're a better filmer than me. I'll be back in a minute.
So, I get to cut up my turkey dan I put on there.
So you're taking everything off, and you're gonna take the head off.
Take the cylinder kits out of it, find out what in the world are we working with.
And you're thinking right now that there might even be a bent rod. You're not going to go that far, are you? You just could be. Right?
It's speculation,
Right.
because we can't touch the parts yet. They could be bent rods. It could be a whole bunch of crap.
And how would that have happened over this rebuild that Leon did?
Somebody took your rods out, threw them down, and grabbed some more rods next to them, and they're good. Oh, pardon me, they were bent.
Oh.
I've seen that before. too many guys working on junk.
Well, he could have done that, I guess.
You don't know. We got to go through it. See, and it won't start on any cylinder at all. So it's got the wrong compression. Even turbocharged, it should start by itself.
You're fast.
No,
No.
I'm just here.
Oh, he's here. He's not fast. He's just here.
Just set it down.
Well, I'll tell you what. Being here is half the battle.
Yeah. Fun.
You know, Leon and Jason were pretty fast when they got the engine that took it out.
Yeah, they were very fast when they took it out.
Because we called them and we said we're on our way, and we were here and we went to Reading or Cottonwood, you know. And so that's what, 2.5 hours.
Yep.
So we were there in 2.5 hours. They had it completely out.
I'm sure they were busting their butt to do it.
Oh, you got to take that.
No, when you do those, they're pretty simple to get out, and I think in the scheme of things, they were designed that way because I don't think there's that much money in hauling people around in a bus. So I'm pretty sure they got her dialed in. So when the motor died, something was wrong. They just had a motor laying there, and somebody went ahead and said, "Take it out."
Yeah, Leon.
Well, he had the
Talking about
He had the head off. He had everything off. Pistons were coming out, and he had Jason was under there, and they were chugga with the jack, pushing him out.
He's a Detroit guy, and he knows he's doing it that way.
Yep.
That's the wrong technology. I will show you what the technology is involved in this. It's not that big a deal.
Thank you, sir.
Not that we'll ever need it again, I hope.
We won't.
'Cause,
So, did you ever talk to that Detroit garage guy in Canada?
I haven't talked to him. We've kind of messaged junk back and forth to each other, but I need to get his phone number and just chat with him because
You have it, don't you, Steve?
I got it. He's not my friend on Facebook. Or no, he's not. No, I don't have this one. I don't have anything.
Don't ask me.
I got his email, so I can get it there. But
I'm sure he'll give it to you.
it's
It's good to have friends.
have somebody you can chat with about this stuff because not many people in the world care about it anymore.
Well, we've got Mom interested in, taking a trip to Canada. If we can keep her sane.
What?
Well, if we do good,
Keep her sane, you know.
we can get to Vancouver Island, Victoria. This time of year it's pretty up there. I forget the name of that park up there.
Well, do we need passports to get through the Canadian border?
I don't think they'll let you right now.
No, they closed that all down. You can't get in and out of Canada at all unless you're part of the government.
Cartel.
Yeah,
Yeah, they.
part of the mafia.
Definitely
They're
there.
having as much fun with their government as we are with ours. So it's like,
I think it all works together.
oh yeah.
It's not just a United States mafia; it's a world mafia. You like that cradle?
I don't like anything hanging on motors. I just like crap hanging on motors with a passion. Because that crap is always in your way. So for that funny bracket there.
You're gonna have to take off that sauce manifold too, right?
Not really.
No. So you can leave all this.
I can leave that crap on there. It's okay.
By taking that out, that rack, you're gonna have to readjust it when you put it back in, I suppose.
Anytime you listen, you get to work on that probably.
Now these were what you were making sure they weren't wobbly. What are those
Well,
called?
when I set the rack, I did them all so they're all the same place. But what I was doing this morning is it's got a late model rack on it, and it's one of those that won't hang up when it gets an injector hung up in it. So what I did was shove each one of those injectors to wide open when the rest of the motor was idling. That way you can tell what that injector's doing. And I'm going to guess with rebuild injectors and you got 2 dead ones out of 6, I'm going to guess the rest of them aren't much good either.
Yeah.
I got old used stuff that's better than that.
So when you were checking to see if there was compression in the cylinder, what was you pushing down on?
So what you do there is
Is it this one?
you get behind the fuel line like that, and when the rocker pushes that down, you just pull back like that, and that holds that plunger down.
Oh.
And you can tell. You can tell if it's hitting. That's for the old style racks where you don't have a way to kick it wide open. That's one way to check it and see. Timed like it is, if you feel these things when they're running, you should be able to feel it when it fires. It'll peck on the end of the wrench, and you can feel it.
Yeah.
It's dead all the way through. So it's got multiple issues, and we just got to go through the mess and figure it out.
Yeah. Well, at least you're here. You know, like they were telling some people on the comments were telling us to do it yourself, start it yourself. I can imagine we would have started nothing. We'd have went in here and
Well, you guys, okay, your experience is at a different level, different stuff. I've done this for a long time. You can take something that's pretty simple, it can get ahead of you. You can get into trouble.
well, I've heard that you can't mess around. You know that there's so many adjustments that there'd be no way.
Well, it's not. You just got to make sure all this shit works.
Yeah,
I mean,
and you understand it.
I've got to see all the variations of how to do it wrong.
Yeah, imagine something.
I learn something new every time I come across one of these, though. This is another one of them.
So this was a learning experience. So you should be paying me.
Well, ideally that would be the way to do that, but no, not on this one. He paid somebody else to reinvent the wheel, so now we have to turn it back to him.
So really, all Leon was doing is throwing a puzzle together, and
Well, I'm not even going to speculate on what he was thinking. I mean,
Well,
I'm sure he understood what he did a long time ago, and when you mix generations in Detroit stuff, you can mix the wrong parts together. And it was like I was saying before, when you build an engine for an application, like a bus
Mm-hmm.
or a yarder or truck, each one of them is just a little bit different from each other, and you have different thought process when you go to invent those kind of deals, because a bus like this thing, you're gonna have it around a lot of people. You don't want it smoking. You don't want it making a bunch of stupid noise and dripping oil on the ground. It's got to be.
That cop that pulled down over. He had oil all over the front of his car. Dad was embarrassed about it, and I don't blame him.
Well, yeah, these don't do that unless they got a good reason.
I think it might have been a little bit of oil with a mist of sprayed water that Dad put that mister on the
radiator.
On the radiator, so we cool it off, and yeah, cop was soaked. He said, "I was just pulling you over to see if you had a problem."
So. They're in the way.
The only reason you're taking the Jakes and the fuel lines off is in the way.
Yeah.
I didn't get that part. So
If it just had the regular setup on it, no Jakes, you just come in here and take the rack out of it and take.
Well, that's too bad, huh?
And yeah, it saves you a lot of messing around. You don't have to worry about stuff like that. And it makes it quicker to diagnose because you don't have to mess around trying to figure stuff out. If it ain't running right, just yank the head off and look, because it only takes a little while to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, you got me when I was not sleeping. I was thinking, I wonder about these head bolts and stuff, if they were the right ones. And
Well, this stuff here is from the 50s. They quit doing studs in these right when they broke into the 60s with them. Some of the V8 stuff, they left 3 studs in them in a triangle for guide studs to put the heads on. And then after a little bit, they just threw all that crap away and put bolts and everything, because bolts are a lot easier to deal with. You can clean the block up better. It makes it easier to work on. So, careful. I'm gonna use your lawnmower for a toolbox. I had my little torque wrench here. What'd I do with it? Buried under the junk. And then when I get it out, I can check the tubes and see if the guy did the head right.
that's good. I was when you did Crosby's, I've always wanted you to do this one, and I know that we weren't gonna do it, but since we're having to do it.
Well, we got the injectors out. Perfect timing.
Cause I believe in you.
I'm leaking out of that little hole in my hand.
Are you? I told you would be. It's so
we went through a little ritual this morning. The dog apologized for his malfunction.
Last night we were acclimating our dogs together, and Burville and Frisco were seeing who was the dominant
the
male.
big dog.
And Joe decided that he was going to stop Frisco and stuck his hand where it shouldn't have been, and Frisco punctured his.
Yeah, right through there.
So we got to
Nothing new though.
do a makeshift MacGyver Pepsi can bottle, drilled a hole in the top, and put iodine and peroxide, yeah, mix, and then we squirted it in the hole. You had a pretty good sized hole in it, and
I'm used to
so I told Joe that's gonna hurt.
it. Here we go. This is 6. That works kind of. Or maybe it was 5 I was looking at. Anyway, next one coming up.
Are you expecting them not to spray out like that?
Well, the ones that don't hit, normally the check valve in the end of them, the needle valve isn't holding pressure. That one ain't. That's a dead one. Because it should pop, and it does, but it's not like this one. See how much it. And then this one does. See, it just squirts out instead of sprays. Since we got 2 out here, let's do 2. Yeah. No good. I think this is those are the 2 bad ones. They were bad when they put them in it.
All acting the same, looks like to me.
Well, when they get run out of fuel, they don't act the same. These were in the bottom of a ship somewhere.
Warren must have brought them up. Warren was a mechanic, diesel mechanic for the submarines.
I saw a submarine that, yeah, that bridge is no good. We need to replace that. Because the inside of it's rusted out. The hole just kind of flops around. Kind of interesting what people put into shit.
That's what he had laying around, I imagine. Well, you know what? It laid around for so long after he took it out.
Well, this head isn't off of your motor. You had a 2-valve.
Oh, you're talking about this head.
You had it.
How was that one?
I don't have my pop tester with me, or you can tell. I'll look at one other thing too. See if they put them together right.
Did he?
They all seem to have the barrel and plungers in them timed right. Okay, well, they were supposed to run, but they didn't. Well, there's one that actually hit. See how it's got soot on it?
Yeah.
That one ran. The rest of these don't. More worth of shit. More dumpster food.
Ow! Oh my gosh.
Did that thing bite you?
No, my back just twinged.
Your back did?
Yeah, just wait.
That's because you were wrestling with the dogs.
What the matter?
Come here, Flugger. Good boy. Are you okay? Are you okay? Yeah, you are alright. You're a good boy. You're a good boy. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You're a good dog. Okay. How old is he?
About the same age.
Anyway,
You know that big chocolate lab that I was telling you about? He started out just sweet as anything, and just rambunctious as hell. And then I think he got hurting.
I think he jumped out of the back of the truck that time.
Well, I think it was just in his.
state of mind.
I think he was inbred. He was so big. He was so big.
Inbred.
You're right. Let's just get rid of this.
We can leave that out too,
Yeah.
because it's not necessary.
Not with this moment.
We can leave Steve out. He's not.
We're not going to put the shutters up?
Steve's not necessary.
I got an MCI in the yard, and I want to throw all that crap away. But it's part of the shrouding around the outside of the radiator, so the air goes through the radiator. So I'm going to be kind of committed to leaving some of that there. But it doesn't work anyway because all the lines to it are all broke off.
On yours?
No, on the MCI in the yard.
Yeah.
What are you saying? What are you saying? Some of the bolts weren't
I
tight.
found one loose.
Was it kind of tight?
Yeah, sort of. I saw a Series 60 once that they screwed the head bolt in like finger tight and drove it from LA. It got to Rice Hill, and it took the head gasket and blew it out of the back of the motor and was blowing water out. And they called me and asked me, what's the deal? And I go, they tell me it's water coming out the back of the head. And I go, there's no water holes back there. Even if the head gasket is gone. Well, that's got to be the head bolts. Are got to be tight first. But I pulled it apart. All the head bolts, you could just screw them out with my speed handle.
Should I pull this lawnmower out of here?
So, do you believe that the head bolts were tight at one point for the right?
There's no torquing compound on them, so they might be tight, but they're not torqued to where they're supposed to be.
So even when we torqued them to 175, it wasn't 175.
No, you put torquing compound on there, it goes a lot more than that. You just don't know it. That's what torquing compound's for. That way, like these fine threaded head bolts here, you need that to overcome the friction in the threads, so the bolts get as tight as they need to be.
So everything we have done is pretty much wrong.
Well, okay. You can just about do anything you want with this old girl and it'll work. Sometimes not very long, sometimes pretty long. But everybody wants them to last pretty long.
Yeah. We want it to last a long time.
Well, you never want to have to go back there and go, we have a problem.
We don't want to have to be driving to you every month. Can you change our engine
Oh,
again?
you can be right here. What do you mean?
Yeah.
We're going to all retire and we're going to go fishing up in Canada. In Alaska. But Joe is not going to like the cold. We're going to have to baby him.
Actually, if you go there in the summer, it's nice. Like the north end of Vancouver Island.
We could go marlin fishing.
Actually, you can fish for anything you want there because the gray whales go by and everything, and you can. It's just like looking across the river.
Do you have any friends up there in Alaska?
No, I don't.
I have one of my best friends in high school.
Good,
Mike Story.
Yeah.
He lives up there. But I imagine when he retires, he's going to be coming back down here. If he hasn't retired already. I think he may be living in Arizona now, though. I think he left. I don't know for sure.
Maybe he's working with Parker Schnabel. Parker Schnabel getting more gold.
Parker?
Well, shit.
Parker.
Gold's about $1,800 an ounce now, ain't it?
Yeah.
Do you have to take this off?
I can do like the guys I know that tried to do this and leave that on there and pull on it and rip the eyes off.
Yeah.
Seen that done before.
Looks like these need to come up.
That's what we were just talking about.
It's over.
So we all had all of our bolts.
Well, like you said, there was
nuts
no
torqued right.
torque compound on there. Or whatever.
Well, we wouldn't have known that. We'd have, if we'd have done it ourselves, we'd be one of those guys that lasted a short time.
Well, it's like a lot of these guys. That was loose. Oh, that one.
Things jumped.
Yeah.
Why
supposed to do
that?
Cam follower shoved it up.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's how we were going to find out if we had a right or a left cam in it.
Yeah, we got to look at that too. Oh, another little incident.
Can we move some of that stuff back?
Huh?
Can we move that stuff back from the...
No.
No? Okay.
I want to drag this out in the yard and use my crane. And it'd be in the daylight so we can see.
I need to move the cover right now.
Oh, I
Well-
got to unhook fuel lines too. Awesome. Careful with that lift line. That'll come off in your hand.
Well, I would ask you if you wanted me to do anything, but I'd just be in your way. You'd be like, move.
Now you.
I'm going to go ahead and move this.
We are down to the fuel lines and the head will be off in a minute.
Uno, dos, tres, cuatro! Uh-oh. I better not sing any song like that. I'll have a copyright problem.
Copy and
Copyright's
infringement.
YouTube.
People have these YouTube things, and when they talk about the election and everything, and they say fraud, they have to go beep.
So do it again. I'll beep for.
When they talk about
Beep.
or
Beep.
I don't know why you got to be the poster child for all the bad news. I can see the guys that are steering the boat now aren't doing any better job or worse.
So they're not even steering a boat.
Yeah, I'm like, go with that.
Jin Saki, his press conference gal that goes and talks to the media every day.
Yeah.
She said, "We try to keep Joe from talking. We don't want him getting questions." She said so. We don't, because he can't do it.
This morning, when I went back there, I was watching a little bit of news, and Joe said, "I'll take a couple of questions." He says, "I don't want to get in trouble." And they
Cool.
no, that was with.
That was a long time ago, I think. Unless he said it again.
Well, they showed it on, Newsmax or whatever it was.
One of our new subscribers said, said, I'm really enjoying your channel. He said, I like the conversations you guys have. I don't think a lot of people like them.
We've lost some subscribers too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah, I don't care. It ain't for them, it's for me. It's for us.
As far as I can tell, it's not a popularity contest anyway.
No, who gives a rat's ass?
That hole
I'm not-
small.
I'm not Scott Crosby. Oh, someone also said, and he erased it. He changed it. He said, first thing he said was, I'm really enjoying your channel. He said, and I'm learning a lot. And he said, and I don't even have to join a patron.
Have a patron account?
Yeah. He said, I don't need to hear all the good stuff. I don't have to have one. And then I said something back to him, and he edited his. Actually, he edited it before I said something, but I read what he said before he edited it. He took that out. Where
You son of a bitch.
I'm sure he's a Scott Crosby subscriber.
It's okay.
Beep!
Beep.
Let me
Get gaskets too.
Come on, come on.
too late now.
I need some courage. Oh my